Good afternoon. This is the good life. I'm just sitting back here and just grabbing a fruit off of a tree and just eating it. So the Central Valley's weather continues towards a curve. Next week it is forecasted to be in the mid 20s, high 20s. So that being the case, how do guavas do in the Central Valley? Surprisingly good. Guavas are one of the easier trees to grow here. I mean, they're technically tropical, but I really don't consider them tropical just because they're so easy to grow here. So I wanted to show you what's happening with some of the guavas, especially with the comparing the mature ones to the young ones that were just planted, a year or two ago. So starting off with this Taiwanese guava here, not the prettiest looking thing in the world, but this is traditionally what happens with a guava. It's been in the ground a little over a year, compared to say this 5-year-old Ruby Supreme here. If you've noticed, big difference. This guy is, not dropping any leaves at all. So as with most tropicals, once they are mature, they're fine. The frost is not an issue. Got another guava here, also planted at the same time as the Taiwanese. This particular variety is a Thai guava. So the thing with the Thai guavas is they are a bit slower growing. Got another guava here. This is a red Malaysian. So I should mention, most guavas in the wintertime when the frost hits, they have a tendency to turn red. The foliage turns red, but the red Malaysian is the way it is, so it's always going to be a red leaf tree. So red Malaysian, yeah, this is what I mean by the foliage turning red. The foliage should be nice and green, but this is what happens when it encounters frost. But as you could see, with the weather warming up, there's a bunch of new buds that are coming out. So this is another Thai variety. Yeah, very heavy producers. The guavas, they particularly with the Thai variety, it produces these softball sized fruits. More guavas in the front. Got a strawberry guava here. This particular one is very productive. The strawberry varieties are one of the hardier ones. The leaves really have no impact at all from the cold. So anyhow, I'm gonna go and take you to the back now, where I've got several more varieties to show you. So backyard, I have two guavas here that are both Vietnamese. The difference is, something about this particular one just makes it slightly hardier. But these are both Vietnamese guavas. So yeah, this is what happens during winter time. Obviously the tree is very much alive. As you can see, the limbs are quite green. So that's expected. Got a few more guavas back here. Another Thai guava. Very sad looking, but like I said, this is expected. Guavas are very, very hardy. Although this doesn't look like there's much life in it. Again, if you look at the limbs, they are very much alive, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but you'll see some buds bouncing back. So next to it is a crystal guava. Actually, no, I'm sorry, it's a pearl guava. And right behind it, another Vietnamese guava. Guavas loves the sun. The more sun, the better. Right here is a Ruby Supreme guava. Next to it, a pineapple guava. And then right behind us here is a Mexican cream guava. Got a few more here. Oh, you know what? How can I miss this? But I did. This relatively mature one is a tropical pink guava. Here is the oldest guava that I have in the ground. It's going about 9 years old. It's reaching a height of approximately 15 feet or so. Guavas, I mean, in their native climate, they can get up to about 25 feet. Just not in the Central Valley, or frost keeps them at a nice miniature size. So this is probably as tall as you'll see a guava. That is another red Malaysian guava. And of course, the guava behind us is an Indian white guava. And this guava right here, guava of unknown variety, it's actually really good. This is actually one of my favorite guavas. Unfortunately, I just have no idea what variety it is, but it's quite good. All right, just a few more guavas. Another Thai guava, and also another Thai guava. So this guava is also another guava that is of unknown variety. It's not the tastiest thing in the world. So we actually have plans to remove this and put something else in its place. Back here, actually, let me see if I can just get back here for you. This guava is an Indian white guava. I'm sorry, Indian pink guava. And the guava behind us is another Vietnamese guava. The thing with the Vietnamese guava I've noticed is in the Central Valley, they are a late bloomer in the sense that the fruit starts ripening generally around December or so. So that's what's cool about it is most guavas, they start ripening around October or so, but not that guy. That guy is kind of a late bloomer. And this little beady guy here is a pearl guava. I should mention the thing with the pearl guavas is they are the sweetest of all the guavas. So that's why I've got one right there. And then this sad looking guy here is what's known as a crystal guava. Thing with crystal guava, unlike most of the guavas, is crystal guavas are relatively seedless. So very few seeds in them. Again, it looks kind of sad, but I mean, this really is to be expected. I mean, when you look at forecast next week, I mean, you're talking 27 degrees. I mean, that's what's going to happen. But again, at the same time, when you look at the tree, I mean, you see all sorts of growth coming out. So this guy should bounce back nicely. So the thing with guavas is, number one, again, they are quite easy to grow, very tolerant of our soil, though it wouldn't hurt to amend the soil when you're putting it in the ground. They are, when they're young, they do like quite a bit of water, so just, you don't want to drown them, but at the same time, they do prefer quite a bit of water. Another benefit of guava, crazy high in vitamin C. A medium-sized guava contains about 125 milligrams of vitamin C. Just for reference, a typical average adult requires somewhere between 60 to 90 milligrams of vitamin C. So one guava a day is more than enough. A large-sized guava will give you about 225 milligrams of vitamin C, which would mean if you eat more than 10 or so large guavas in a sitting or in a day, you may actually hit the vitamin C toxicity. So stick with one guava a day. So anyhow, yeah, that's guava for you. All right, have a good afternoon.